Well, hello there. So, my day at work today. I had a lot of fun at work today. At my main job, and man, I guess it cost me a lot of money in the end. Um, so my there's something with my wrist and my hand. I don't know. Um, I messed it up when I fell in my office, and then um, it's just been kind of delicate, and ever since. And then um, I like bent it backwards twice trying to move those racks in and out of the Kitty Hawk store, at Harbor Walk. Um, uh, like the night before I left there. Hello, thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah. So anyway, I really um, I, had a lot of problem that I guess it was the night before I left Kitty Hawk that uh, moving those racks in and out. I twisted my hand backwards, pushed it backwards, like you would sprain it or whatever, maybe. And so, I mean, it was really delicate after I fell in my office, but I just made it mad and hurt my back that night. And so, I'm trying to be careful with it, and you know, it it doesn't help being a stalker. Um, but anyway, so at least most of the stuff that I load at my other job, my little stupid job, is all really light stuff, pretty much. But anyway, so the other day I worked with one person who's kind of problematic. I call him Silly String. Um, he's just one of those kind of people that's just silly. Uh, I don't know if he's like, actually literally mentally retarded, or, he claims he was military. He tells this one girl there that he was military and his dad was military and all this stuff. And he talks about it all the time. But I mean, most people that are military don't talk about it. It's just not something they do, um, unless they're like Navy or something. But so, you know, I don't know. I had a good friend of mine, Joey Vaughn, used to talk about he was in the military, this, that, and the other, and he talk about guns and everything else. And he never ever was in the military. It was just some bar talk thing he did. And um, this guy is really strange. He just disappears all the time during work, like for an hour and a half, and then he'll show back up, and then he'll decide he's going to lunch, and then he loves to talk. I mean, talk to just everybody. So he wanders all around the store talking instead of doing the job. And we're hard at work. We have to work fast. We're getting bulk loads of stock out. It's a real serious job. It's a heavy duty job. Um, and it's all about those Benjamins. If we don't get the product out, they can't buy it. And so it's just, I mean, it's a very huge turnover store. Um, and so it's grocery. So anyway, and they keep wanting me to be a manager and stuff. I don't know. We would have to get to some serious down and dirty talk to get to that point. But there's stuff that I'm learning because I've never worked in that particular field before in produce. It's very interesting. And like today, I went over and I asked one of the warehouse guys, can I put these boxes in there? They have this thing they call a baler, and it smooshes the boxes up, so you don't even have to break them down. And so I had a bunch I had to get gone. God, we just had tons. Because there was one, two, three, four of us working today with, the shipment that came in. We get a shipment every 3 days. And it was huge. And we've got to get it all stuffed out on that floor as much as possible. And so, anyway, I went to go put some boxes in the baler. And the second time I went to do it, man, I had like 20 more boxes to throw in there. I don't know how to run it. So, baler to squish the cardboard. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big old green machine with a fencing part on it on the front. And you have to like put the boxes in like up over your shoulders into the machine. And best to put flattened boxes into it. Yeah, some people flatten them, but so I'm loading it in, and they play the music really loud in the store, and so I'm like jamming away, and I banged my right elbow on that steel of that baler, putting boxes in. I was like, oh man, I hadn't done any of that since I was a little kid. And so, I'm using one arm at work, okay, because I had to do like all the work the other day, because silly string kept disappearing. And then when he left, it was really bad because the whole department was like only one quarter put back together, and it's got to be fully stocked. And then my boss shows up like around 7, dude, and it's like I wanted to die because I was trying madly to get all the stock out because this other banana head wouldn't work at all day. And so, because I mean, it's our paycheck too. I just was trying to save the world, by trying to get everything stocked. And here comes my boss. You never know when he's coming. It could be in the morning, it could be in the afternoon, it could be at night, he could be there for a couple of hours, he could be there all day. And I just told him, I said, man, I am really sorry. I said, I am trying my darndest to get everything loaded. I mean, just everything was so empty because we had so many sales during the day. And, trying to do it all by myself, I found real easy that is just not a possibility. It really takes more than one person for sure. There's no way to do it by yourself. And so, and I only take 30-minute lunch. But I'm gonna tell you, I busted butt. Well, I was not feeling good with my hand, and I'm like, man, it is just really in so much pain. Now the stuff at the store is really heavy at my main job. It is very, very, very heavy. Most of the time I have to get other people to load the cases onto the cart for me because there's no way possible. Some stuff I can like drag down onto the cart like a case of bananas because I'm not strong enough to do it. Used to be back when I was pumping iron, but yeah, it's really so. And I know my limits. I have to be very careful with my back and stuff. So anyway, I really wore my wrist or hand, whatever the problem seems to be there, out bad that day. So then I, go to work, for the next day, and I want to die. I'm just my arm is killing me. So I said, hell, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it, put some Demso on it, and wrap it, and hope to God it gets better. My Demso, and so that's what I did today. I wrapped it today because I just wanted it to try to heal, and I didn't want to take off of work I mean, that's just lame. So, it's all about those Benjamins. So I worked literally one-handed all day. I avoided using my hand and my arm at all costs because I just wanted to heal. And I had to wrap it or have something. I needed gloves with the fingers cut off, something, because I put Demso on it and I can't afford to get any chemicals on my skin with Demso on it because it will absorb very rapidly. If I were to get bleach on there, I could die. You know, you have to be really careful with Demso because it opens the pores and makes blood flow. So you're very susceptible to anything that gets on your skin surface, whether it be soap that you're washing your hands with, a chemical, anything at all. You know, it's just not good. So I wanted it covered up. So, and all I did was, treat my wrist. Well, I should have done everything on each side of it for 2 inches, but I just wanted to wrap it around my wrist and see if I could try to get it to heal a little bit. So, yeah, I'm a trooper, all right. I'd hate to take off work for stuff like that. I mean, I got the other arm. There's people that are handicapped that only have one arm, and they work. So, um, uh, I watched a checker the other day in Destin over at Hobby Lobby. It was Hobby Lobby? No, Michael's. Michael's. It was at Michael's art store. And this guy has like no hands, and he is checking stuff. I swear. And I told him, I said, "You are amazing, my friend. You are truly amazing." And I was so glad these people hired him, because here's somebody who really wants to work and they don't even have freaking hands, okay? I mean, I know freaking boondockers that won't get up off their butt and go work. And I know homeless people that sit on the streets that just want to sit on the curb and smoke cigarettes, and they don't want to work. They just want to beg. So, you know, I really have ultimate respect for someone that is severely crippled like that, and wanting to work and work with a smile on their face and work fast. I mean, it was amazing to watch this guy check people out. I couldn't believe it. I was so impressed. It was just really something to watch. Incredible. And but anyway, so I figured, well, hell, I got one arm. And that's exactly what I did. I one armed it all day. And the one girl that's senior to me, was kind of, did he have prosthetic arms? No, I mean, he had just some arms, but he didn't have any hands for real. Maybe it may have been polio thing. Might have been, got hit by a bomb in military. Who knows? And he was probably about 35 years old. Great disposition though, super happy and nice. I was just freaking blown away. I mean, it's like, I hate to say it, like a circus act. It's just like, to watch him work was so amazing. And it just mesmerizes you. You just go, whoa, that is so cool. You know, really impressive running the touchscreen register and the whole deal. It was purely amazing. But anyway, so, you know, I figured, well, there's people that have one arm that work. Anyway, I was working, so the one girl, senior to me, she's been there a few years. Uh, they keep trying to give her the manager job, and she won't take it. She just won't. And uh, she's a funny character, but she gets kind of pissy sometimes. I mean, we work really smoking fast. We are busting butt, and like we had shipment today, so we had like, Christ, probably about 400 cases. Yeah, like 400 cases. So, and see, like Sunday is a day we empty the entire warehouse out, in the cold and the warm storage, everything that we can empty out on that floor any kind of way. I mean, balance it, stack it, however we can get it out there looking good, we will load and load and load so we have room for the new stuff. And so Sunday's a big, big, big day. Plus, our business on Sunday usually starts like at daylight, but people really didn't start seriously shopping till like after 12. It's really strange this week. And I mean, the place was swamped. It was banging. They didn't have enough checkers. It was just, I mean, everything was lit up and going. We even had bag boys and stuff. Well, bag girls. We had bag girls, and which I hadn't seen that in years. Now, when I managed, old Piggly Wiggly years ago out by Memphis, we had bag boys. We sure did, and it's just, I mean, that's a thing. And they even would, if you wanted them to walk your stuff out your car and load it in your car, they'd do that too. But most of the time when you go to these stores, like any of them, they don't have bag boys. That's long since been gone. But yeah, so it's really kind of cool. But man, I was like, I better wrap my arm and dim sew it for today because I wanted to get better, and I did not think I would be able to work one armed at first. But and I was, of course, wearing all my jewelry, and then it happens. I looked down, and I was wailing these cases off the shelves down onto the cart, just pulling them to hit the cart so I could do it myself because I don't have people just to turn around to and go, hey, put these cases on this cart. You know, I was in a hurry. Everybody was working. We were banging away. And there was nobody in the back warehouse that was available, and I just had to do it myself. So, like, I'm sticking my hand in the hole of the box and dragging them down. Well, in the meantime, I look down, and one of the big diamonds is missing out of my daddy's ring. Huh. Oh boy, there's some big money right there. I'm like, no. And I usually don't have any trouble wearing my jewelry stocking, but because I was one handing it and I was, moosing that stuff around, dragging it off the shelves, and some shelves that are higher than me and stuff too, I must have whacked the setting. So there's a diamond somewhere in that store, I'm sure. You know, it's so pitiful. Yeah. Um, God knows how expensive it'll be to put another diamond in that ring. Mother of God, because they're big. Huh. Yeah. And so anyway, I was like totally bummed. I was like, no. And I'm like looking around. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll find the diamond in my car. I did have lunch in my car. But I was like, no. So I had to take the ring off. And I took it tonight and locked it up. So I'm not going to keep it with me until I have money to take it to the jeweler. And I need to take it anyway because I've got that stone I need to put in it because I took the opal out. But yeah, so anyway, that was a royal bummer. I'm like, oh my God, this day has already cost me big bucks, big giant bucks. So, bad hand, diamond falls out of the ring, bang my elbow on the bagler. I was having a good time at work though. I had a really nice day. It's just, when I got off work, I'm like, what the heck? What happened here? So we had this one cat, old silly strain, and I was still pretty upset because it was like working alone the other day when I worked with him. He kept taking off all the time, and he's no young guy or anything. He might be 50, but he's just silly. And I was talking to this younger guy at work that's a checker, because we always joke around and stuff. And I had gone by him yesterday. He said, "You all right?" And I'm like, "No." I said, "Man, it's like I had to work all by myself today." And he's like, "Nobody was there in your department?" I said, "Well, there was." I said, "But this joker disappears all day long." And I said, "Man, I'm just busting butt trying to pull this department together because, I figured my boss would be in, the next morning. And no, he showed up. Now, he's a really, really, really nice guy. It's just, I felt like, I let him down because the two of us that were supposed to be working should have had that department in order. And it was bald. It was like half of it was not done. It was absolutely terrible. And I mean, so the performance of the store is terrible for the rest of the evening. And then at opening, it's going to be worse because there's not going to be enough stock. I mean, they'll run the stuff out bald. They will. It's amazing. So I felt so terrible about that, but yeah. So that that young checker guy goes, well, he said, watch, just watch. He said, for me, I just avoid, I avoid people like this person. He said, and just watch. He always has weird little comments to make. It's really funny. And I'm like, yes, maybe you're right. Well, so today, Silly String disappeared for a long time. And all the big bosses were there. All the big management, my boss, which is his boss, was actually there today to work with us all day. And so, um, see, and he wants every day that I work there, he wants to be there, my boss, to train me personally. He let me go like the first, you know, week with everybody else, and he said, "Okay, now that you've learned from these clowns, let me show you the right way, because I know they're not doing it the right way." He said, "And you will learn my way the right way." Okay, because they want to make me manager over there. That's why. But I don't. Again, we haven't discussed money or anything else, and I've got to research this a little bit and see where it's at because a lot of times, if you're, a produce manager, you get commission off sales and payroll, and I don't know what else. It's a lot of different things. So I have to research a little bit and see what the market rate is on pay and stuff like that. Um, but anyway, so today Silly String disappeared a few times. I was like, boy, you're gonna be in hot water today because we have like four managers and like one I think is related or part owner of the store. And he will play. He's kind of Oriental looking guy, and he doesn't play. He has a very strange attitude that he kind of keeps to himself most of the time. Best opposition is just do your job and don't get in his way. And because he is constantly, I mean, they have video cameras. They watch everything you do in the store. They'll tell you, "We're watching you on camera. We're watching you." Hear that crap all the time. It's like I don't give a damn. No, watch all you want. I'll be dancing around and stuff. They just think I'm freaking a trip because I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm at work. Customers love it. Customers sing with you, dance with kids. I mean, you just have fun while you're working. It's really fun. But anyway, so um, um, all of a sudden, Silly Strings like really gone. I thought he was at lunch for a while, but I guess he never made it that far. He just disappeared, be yapping with people. He goes all around the building, but just talk to people, and he loved to talk. And so the one girl that I work with that's been there for several years at that store, she says, "Well, he went home." I'm like, "Really?" I said, "So he just left?" And later, she told me they told him to leave, and he does this weird thing where I don't know, he gets provoked or something. Some switch flips. It makes you think of the shooter that it was the postal employee in Tulsa. It really does. It really creeps you out. And like three other people at my work mentioned kind of the same thing. And I said, it's funny because um, it really he just for some reason the first thing that clicks in my head that relates to the way he acts is that shooter in that post office years ago. That's really weird, huh? So, um, one of the checker ladies, gosh, she's probably 50, 60 years old, something like that. And she's kind of a southern looking lady. And she's, at first, she's kind of negative odd kind of impression. So you just kind of, cross her threshold lightly. You don't mess with her. I've tried joking with her, and it's like she doesn't even like that. And and trying to make her laugh, stuff. And it's just like she doesn't care. It's like tickling somebody's feet and they don't laugh. It's just like not working. So I just don't mess with her. Well, we got to be kind of friendly, a little bit every day that I've worked with her because she'll come back there and she'll cut up fruit and make fruit uh, trays. Um, I don't even know where they sell the suckers, but she makes all the fruit trays trash from our department. And she comes back there and she'll be in that cooler for hours. Oh my gosh, for hours chopping away to make all these fruit things. You know, like probably a couple hundred of them. And she likes to come in and do that. She's a checker, but she likes to come in and do that. She'll spend the whole day chopping away stuff, making those little fruit trees. And she doesn't bother us. She's not, really in the way. Kind of, but we just work around her. Um, and she's not bothering anybody or anything. She's just doing her thing in a little peaceful way. Sort of like somebody sitting there knitting. I mean, it's just peaceful. And that psycho silly string, I don't know what was up with him, but he was like running the cart next to her, right next to her, like flaming by the cart carrying the boxes and stuff. And he did that to me. He did that to me on the main floor and from the back warehouse to the front cooler. And I mean, like an inch from my body. It scared the living piss out of me. And come flaming through there, you know, like running. It really scare you. And I was like, this is really creepy. And then he did it again on the main floor while I was loading like potatoes up and stuff. For no reason. Just really strange. And it's just I don't know if it's like he has like a PTSDs or whatever that is from military where he flips and thinks he's in the war or something. I don't know what is wrong with him. But when I went, they told me I was supposed to mention it to the big manager. And when I went to do it, he's like, "Oh, I just can't do all this negativity." I said, "Well, you know," he's like, "My mom is so negative. When I go to see her, I'm sitting there thinking in my head, I'm coming to this manager to let him know, to alert him of this situation because it makes me nervous. It might get worse, and I don't want to get injured. And they do need to know about it. Um, So I didn't want to really say anything at first, but two of my coworkers that have been there a long time said you really need to mention that to management. It will straighten him out so quick. And I'm like, well, it's really dangerous. I said, and it's scary. It's almost like a little kid throwing a tantrum fit, really strange. So, anyway, he does this to the lady cutting the fruit back there, which would, like, about give her a heart attack. And I guess he did it 2 or 3 times today to her. And that makes me very sad. I didn't know anything about it. But she was cutting back there for a while, and then all of a sudden she never came back. And she left, the big grocery cart half full of all these fruit things. Obviously, she was pricing them because she had about half of them priced and never finished pricing the other half and never finished cutting. And that's just strange because she'll sit there nonstop, like she doesn't move. All she does is do that little fruit thing in her own little thing, and she doesn't talk or bother anybody. Now, if there's something she needs to alert you that she notices, like if you drop something on the floor so you don't fall on it or something, she might say, "Oops, you dropped one," and you go, "Oh, thank you." I mean, she's real sweet, and she's not real talkative. Um, so it really hurts my feelings that this clown is scared the pee pee out of her today. And so that is why they sent him home today. Well, on his way out, you got to talk to everybody. And he went up to the one girl that I work with that's been there for several years. Says, I do everything more than the managers do here. I can't believe they're sending me home today. And it's like, whoa. But, I mean, when I went to one of the main managers the other day, he was just like, oh, I can't do all this negative. And I'm like, look, the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is because the work circumstances here, this may become a serious problem. I'm just alerting you of what he's done to me. I don't even know the guy. Well, he's done it to several people. Somebody else quit because apparently some older guy that was working there, he couldn't do it anymore because they got in a big old beef, and the older guy said, "You better quit." And Silly String told him that he was gonna shoot him dead or some crap. Now that's some serious crap. You know, um, not cool. And honestly, it should have been terminated from work if that's, you know, what he said. Now they have video and audio all over that store, inside and out. They do not play. They literally sit and watch that crap like it's TV, from what I'm told. Really, they do. I mean, I've had more managers come up to me and go, "We're watching you on camera." Go ahead. Don't bother me. You know, it's not my first rodeo. you know, watch all you want. But yeah, so I feel really bad for that lady, but I don't know. Maybe they're kind of getting wise to the deal, and maybe they're going to try to start take action. When I talked to my manager today, he said, "Did you mention to them about how you hurt your hand?" I said, "Well, I was trying to do that the other day." He said, "Well, they'll pay for you to go to the hospital, emergency room, whatever." And I'm like, "I don't have insurance." He's like, "Well, they'll pay for it." And I'm like, "I'm just going to see if it'll, work its way out. Maybe today, after wrapping it and putting dim on it, maybe be all right." The only problem is this, I really swelled up all the way my fingernails, which is really a bummer. Like I don't even have knuckles. So I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, it was funny how that young checker guy had said the other night. Is don't worry, things that just kind of work themselves out. Just sit and watch. And really, it was true what he said. When I saw him this morning, he always offers me Red Bull. I would never drink Red Bull. It's really bad for you, all that, those go fast drinks. But anyway, oh, my arm. Uh, well, now that I don't have any bones in my wrist, wow, really poofed it up. I'm just afraid to sleep in that. Gotta drive one armed and everything. It's real fun. But anyway, so I just took my little wrap off. I gotta have it off. But anyway, so that was interesting how that young guy said, just watch. I'm wait and see. I'm like, what? So I told him that. So well, guess what? I said, I guess they sent Silly home from what I heard. And he's like, really? I said, yeah, I sent him home early. He's like, wow. I said, I don't know. So when I told my big boss this morning, I said, he said, did you mention it to that big time main manager of the store? And I said, yeah, I was talking about it. And after about 2 minutes, he just was like, I just can't do all this negativity stuff. And the point is that it's factual and it's important to the business, especially, if this guy, you know, proves to be seriously dangerous. Um, it's really important because if you don't mention these things, especially when you have a super creepy feeling, things could get real bad one day. And it comes back to why didn't you ever say anything? You know what I mean? Otherwise, I don't mess with any of it. I'll just kind of do my job and let it roll. But this guy, he's like freaking dangerous. So I don't know, um, but yeah, that girl that I work with, it's been there a while. She's like, yeah, he was like running that cart by her real fast, right next to her, and doing a bunch of stuff like he did to you the other day, and like he did to the other guy that worked here, and another person that worked here. Um, and management just decided to send him over early today. I'm like, really? I said, man, that makes me sad because that lady's real sweet. She comes back like one day a week, and all she'll do is sit and cut fruit tray stuff. Just do a little thing back there all day long in that cooler. I don't know how she does that in that cooler. It's so flipping cold in there. I mean, it's really, really, really cold. I mean, take your breath away cold. Wicked cold. And she'll sit there and just chop away. But yeah, so today, I mean, worked out nicely. We got lots of work done, even though Silly was sent home early. I guess it was around noontime, maybe. There was still myself, my big boss, and the girl that's been there for a while. There's another girl that works with us, and she's a checker too. They love her as a checker, but she'll come work with us. So it's pretty nice when you get about 4 people in there. Boy, you can really get that sucker knocked out. You really can. It's a lot easier. I mean, we all work our butts off, but it's a lot easier when you have like 4 people instead of one, two, or three. So we were definitely rolling today. So and then myself and my boss, we were the ones who finished the evening out, and we both ended up leaving together. So after everybody else leaves at 3 or 4, we're there, and I get a chance to work with him and learn some new stuff. But yeah, I wanted to fool with the Baylor thing, the box smusher, because I don't know what that does, and we don't have to do any trash stuff. We don't do that. That particular store is real funny about what females do, and they just let the dudes handle all that stuff. Um, I mean, the most serious cleaning you'll ever do is like sweeping with a little scooper thing, sweeping little sections of the floor. If you feel like it, they don't tell you to. I do, like when stuff drops on the floor, I'll go get the little sweeper thing and sweep it up. Um, but we don't have to take the trash out or break down boxes if we don't want to. You can. We don't have to do that. They just want you to get that stock on that floor. Oh, my hand hurts. Ooh, yikes. But so it's just a really hard job. It's really hard on your end. But I think I pulled my back today, losing one arm. Huh. We'll see how much better my other arm gets tomorrow. I was just hoping if I laid off that sucker today, it would try to heal. And I seriously did. I did not mess with it today. It was like I had no arm at all. I just left it be. I didn't pick nothing up, handle nothing. Um, yeah. So, um, we'll see how it ends up tomorrow. And let's see, I got the day off from my main job tomorrow. I've been so tired all week. I've just not been able to catch up with sleep. I had 3-4 hours sleep a night. Mother of God. So, I might sleep in a little bit in the morning. I mean, no, it just depends. Um, and then I may drop by my little stupid job that I have that I like. That's a neat job. And see if they need me to work in the morning, or maybe I won't work at all. I might just actually take a day off because I'm so flipping tired. So I need to do laundry and clean my car. And I'm gonna tell you, I have been so tired, especially like the last 4 days. I've been working 7 days a week. I'm back on 7 days. I got everything rolling. Because, my stupid job, my coworker that broke 3 ribs, I was really hurting that place without him. And then they never wanted to give me any hours because their hours are restricted because it's slow time. But now the hours are kind of upped a little bit because it's going into, holiday with Valentine's Day. So their hours get opened up a little bit. He just went back to work the other day. I think it was Saturday. And I didn't know if he was going to last or not. But he did okay. I don't know how he's doing it because ribs do not heal quickly like that. He was off like 2 weeks, something like that. But he had time off, and then he did. Somebody said he did workman's comp on it. I tried to file workman's comp one time in my life, and I'm going to tell you what, they wouldn't give it to me. It was something about you had to be off like 4 weeks, and it had to be really severe or something. And it was like, what the hell? And I was back when I worked at Golden Corral. Got bleach in my eye. Bad. Really bad. And so anyway, um, he was at least paid for, his stuff. But uh, he's one of those that just likes to work, you know. So I know he's glad to get back to work. But so I don't know if I'll get many hours from him this week, but I may not even do it. I need to go to the washateria really bad and wash all my work stuff. Um, I got one of my storages paid this week. And I'm going to tell you, my main job, they screwed up my pay. I don't know what it is about all these places that screw your pay up. You don't get any pay. It's not on time. It's not done. But I had one day, okay? One day. And the one manager was saying, well, it'll be Monday before I could do it. I'm like, no. I was supposed to be paid last Thursday. Yeah, yeah. I mean, just my luck. So I was supposed to be paid apparently last Thursday because I asked him, I guess it was like on Saturday or Sunday. I asked him, I said, so, you know, when is payday? Because they told me it was every week. That was another reason why I took that job because it had every week pay, you know. Um, so uh, he said, well, payday is Thursday. I said, are you talking about like this next Thursday? Because I thought you said it was every week. He said, no, last Thursday. I said, well, I never got paid. I went in there, I filled out, you have to do everything on the internet. And then um, I went and asked him about, you know, um, the pay thing because I'd rather have a paycheck with the paycheck stuff. He said, no, you get a pay card or direct deposit. So he had me fill out a little paper for my direct deposit. That was the second day that I worked. And so I did that real quick and gave it to him. Well, he either didn't file it or I don't know what. But in the first 2 or 3 days I worked, the time clock wouldn't work at all. They didn't have my numbers keyed in. And so, I write down my hours and everything. So anyway, one of the big manager, he walked in the office while this guy was talking to me, telling me, well, it'll be Monday. I can't do anything today. You know, it's the weekend. And I was like, oh, because like I gotta have gas and all this stuff. So gas is really expensive. It's gone up again. It's gone cuckoo. It's it jumped up to almost $4. Now it's kind of dropping down a little bit. And man, I'm gonna tell you, I use a lot of gas. So and just go to work. So anyway, that big manager's like, what's the matter? And I was like, well, I never got my pay, but he said I have to wait till Monday before he could investigate it. And so I don't know, because he said something about, it was mailed by pay card and all that, and I didn't order a pay card. And I didn't ask anybody to mail me anything because I have nothing to mail to right now. I have no address. So, can I afford the PO box? It went down. It's like almost $100 every 6 months now for United States Postal Box. So anyway, he said, "Oh no, I'll take care of it." So he went in there and he pulled me up on the computer. He looked at the other manager. He said, "Let me tell you the reason why she didn't get paid." He said, "Because she didn't get paid. There was no card mailed to her or anything else." He said, "Because she has no hours in the system." And the other guy's like, blah, blah. And I gave him my hours every day, you know, just to make sure he had them. But I guess he lost the paper. I don't know. So, as he asked me like twice. So, anyway, I wasn't even on record in the system. So, that's why I didn't have pay. So, I went ahead and went, back to work. And the other manager that didn't record my hours, whatever, came out. He says, "I'm gonna give you a check." And I'm like, "Well, I hope you guys can cash it because my bank's not even open." He said, "Oh yeah, we'd be happy to cash it." I said, "Well, that's great." He said, "I'll just write you a check so we can get that taken care of." I'm like, "Absolutely." So that was really cool. When they found they were at fault, they immediately wanted to pay. That's proper business right there. Not like that trash I went through at Kitty Hawk where it's 7 days before I see my freaking paycheck. That's bullcrap. 7 days late. Yeah. Or the other deal over at the flipping Spirit Halloween took a month for part of my pay and another like 7 or 9 days for the 160 they shorted me. You gotta watch these people, man. They be shorting your hours. They do it anytime they can. But, so I was really impressed. I said, man, great company. As soon as I called it out, boy, they wanted to pay. That was really nice. And it didn't make a difference. It was on the weekend. That was pretty awesome. Worked for me. So, yeah, so that was pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, I had a very nice day at work. I worked with some pretty nice people. Got tons done, absolute tons. And I have a day off tomorrow, so we'll see. I hope I can be in peace and get some rest. I should have gone to bed a lot earlier so I get caught up. I really do need to get caught up. And then hopefully, tomorrow night I can go to bed early. So I'm going to try to hit my stupid job. I'll see if they need me to work for a little bit and try to get in there in the morning. Because normally I only work me 4 or 5 hours on a day. So I'll see if I can, get some hours in for tomorrow maybe. And I'm not going to be disappointed if I don't get any because I'll just go ahead and list a bunch of stuff on the internet, go to the washateria maybe, and try to get those clothes washed. Um, and and just kind of, go from there, do some stuff on the car. Was pricing parts for the car from what appears to look like somebody broke in. Um, None of the other windows are like that. It's almost like screwdriver or something. I don't know. Um, and what's really strange is that side was facing the grocery store. So everybody coming out of the store would be seeing this fool trying to break in my car. And why do I know it happened? Because I always walk around my car all the time. Two, last night I lubricated the windows, all of them. Yep, lubricated all of them. And I would have seen that um, if that was ruffled last night. So I was spraying all of the window jams in repeatedly and rolling the windows up and down because they were dragging so bad. And they were really dragging when that battery was going down too. So I thought, well, it's time to lubricate them all again. Anyway, but yeah, I spent like, an hour and a half playing that game last night. So that damage was not there. I'm always walking around my car looking at stuff. And I have like zero deductible, I think, on my insurance and all that. But I just really didn't want to claim any insurance on it. Um, it took so many years because of the Cadillacs. Everybody just trying to break in and steal them and everything else and damage them on tow trucks and stuff. That I had so many claims that they wanted to make me high risk to cover anymore. And I didn't know anything about all that stuff. And so I just, it took a few years to get those worked kind of off my record to where my insurance is really cheap again. So, I just don't want to jack it up. So, if you're out there and you don't like me, trash my car up good. That way, I can get like a whole redo. you know. Well, I'm not filing for little petty stuff. But those pieces for the windows are really not cheap. Um, the door sill rubber is like $100 for the kit to do all four. And then the rubbers for the pillar, where you sell that loopy stuff, like they, I mean, it was like they put a screwdriver in there. It probably just used a coat hanger. I don't know. It looks really more like a screwdriver. I don't know, but they stretched all the rubber out and made it loopy all the way up and down. It's really strange. The rest of the doors are not like that. So I don't know why one door would look like that. But anyway, so um, those are really expensive. Those pieces. So and you can buy them somewhere other than the dealer. Problem is, I don't have an address if I do it online to order it. I'm gonna check with the dealer. So I gotta go check all the recalls to see what recalls have to be done on the car. I know the airbag one needs to be done, but I've got to see what all is going on because it's got some other suspension stuff that I don't know has been done on this or not. So I've got to check and see with all these recalls to see what all is opted for this car. It needs to be done because it's supposedly free. And then I'll check on the parts prices, see what they run there because if you get it at the dealer, the crap's gonna fit. You don't have to worry about shipping it back or anything. It's just it fits. So I'm gonna check the prices on what they got. I'm not a big fan of buying dealer parts because they charge so much for them. I, I needed a slack adjusting bolt for my rear brakes on one of my caddies, and I went down to the dealership and they wanted $110 for a flipping bolt. And I said, man, I will go down and see old Sugar Shack, Jim Shackelford, who has a total machine shop, and people call him from around the world to make parts. And I've been to his shop and his house many times. I'm like, I will go to Sugar Shack's house and pay him to make me a bolt just like this before I pay you over $100 for a bolt. A bolt. No way. No way. Mm-mm. A slack adjuster bolt for my rear brakes on one of my caddies. I swear to God. I was so mad. I'm like, for bolt? You lost your mind. But yeah, so I am not a great fan of dealer parts. But um and I'll check the parts houses. I don't know that the part houses will carry the pieces that I need. So we'll see. So tomorrow is another day. I've got some things I need to do in the car pretty soon. It'd be nice if I had time to do that. I don't know. I really need to wash the car. It's dirty poopy doo. Um, but I got, I'm sitting there trying to figure out what it is they were trying to break in the car to get that they could see. And, I mean, there's nothing. It's like there's a bed in the back. You know what I mean? Bed stuff. You know, like really. I mean, wouldn't you be ashamed to break it in somebody's car with bed stuff in it? Man. So anyway, I hope you guys had a really wonderful, blessed, and profitable day. My day was just odd. But like Peter Balzer said years ago, my old boyfriend said, give them enough rope to hang themselves. I guess that's what kind of happened today. I don't know what's going on with that deal, but it's just real creepy working around that cat. But if they're going to keep letting him go crazy like that and scare people, you know, um, like I say, it could get worse. But yeah, you just have a really creepy feeling around this guy. Everybody's like that, man. They're like, man, he is just really weird. And he's worked there like a year, I guess. But I just tried to stay out of it pretty much, just do my thing and try to ignore him, stay out of his way. He's just strange. Um, but anyway, but I had a great day. I did. Got lots and lots done. Even with one arm. With one arm. But and it's pretty cool tonight. It's about 50 tonight. It's been really wretched cold this last week. You know, like 38 and 40. That's a really bad cold at night. Um, but I keep slitting around. I mean, like today was like 70 degrees in the day. It was really hot. Well, thank you so much, Roxanne. I appreciate you. I hope that I did. I can do a little better tomorrow. I just hope I don't mess my hand up in my sleep. Um, but um, we'll see how tomorrow goes. I got so much to do. I got a bunch of vlogs I got to do, and I haven't been able to do them. I've been so busy working and trying to go to sleep so that I can get some sleep somehow. Because I got to be up really early in the morning for my main job. Um, yeah. So, and if I want to go to the gym, take a shower, I got to be up like 3 hours before work to do it. So, because I got to blow dry my hair, and it takes absolutely forever because my hair is past my butt. So, and I don't want to fry it to death with a hair dryer, so it takes a long time to dry it. But cannot go out in the cold with wet hair at all, not at all. Plus, I work in a cooler, and I would definitely be deathly ill if I went in there with wet hair. It would not be a good thing because I'm in and out of the cooler all day, and sometimes I'm in there for 30 minutes. You know, man, the last 2 days I worked in that cooler though, I just couldn't even handle the cold. Normally, it's not a big problem, but I was not able to handle that cold at all the last couple days. It's just like it just took my breath away going in there, in and out of there. Oh, it was wretched. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. I love you. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a slice of heaven. Do some kind for a stranger. I will see you guys in the next one. Love ya.